Given the matrices A, B, and C, we have to find what is AB. AB is A multiplied by B. So we're going to do matrix multiplication, multiplying matrix A by B. Now it's important to know that when matrices have been multiplied, you have the first matrix and the second matrix is the rows of the first multiplied to the columns of the second. Now, the number of elements in the row of the first must be equal to the number of elements in the column of the second. So we have a 3 and a negative 1. So we have a 2 and a negative 3, so therefore multiplication is possible. There are 2 rows in the first matrix, and there is 1 column in the second matrix. So answer now must have 2 rows and 1 column. The first matrix controls the number of rows, and the second matrix controls the number of columns. So if the first matrix have 2 rows, the product will have 2 rows. If the second matrix have 1 column, the product will have 1 column. So we're going to get a 2 by 1. Our product is going to be a 2 rows, that's 2 rows, and 1 column. Also, when matrices have been multiplied, rows to the columns, most times, the majority of the times, 99% of the times, there must be a multiply and add just to get 1 element, because we have to exhaust all the elements in the rows of the first with all the corresponding elements in the columns of the second. So 3 corresponds to 2, and negative 1 corresponds to negative 3. And that will give us 1 element, 1 number in the product. Now, negative 4 corresponds to 2 again, and 2 corresponds to negative 3. That will give us the second element in the product. So we're going to have 3 times 2, that 2 there, plus, there have to be a plus. In matrix multiplication, is a plus happening. Expect to add when you are multiplying matrices, because you have to complete all the elements in the rows of the first with all the corresponding elements in the columns of the second. So it's 3 times 2 plus negative 1 times negative 3. And that will give us 1 element in the product. Get the second element, to get the second number here, we have to go and repeat with the negative 4 and the 2, with the 2 and the negative 3. So negative 4 times 2 plus 2 times negative 3. And then we simplify. We can use Excel to help us simplify. So that's 9. That's negative 14. Now we are going to multiply A to C. So let's get what is A and what is C. A is the same, negative 3, and 3, negative 1, negative 4, and 2. That's a 2 by 2. But C now, C is a 2 by 3, 2 rows and 3 columns. So again, we have to do rows times columns. So 3 and negative 1 with 3 and negative 1. 3 and negative 1 with negative 3 and 2. 3 and negative 1 with 0 and 1. Then negative 4 and 2 with 3 and negative 1. Negative 4 and 2 with negative 3 and 2. Negative 4 and 2 with 0 and 1. Rows times columns. So therefore now we have to decide what type of matrix should be our product. So we have to count the number of rows in the first matrix. So we have 2 rows in the first matrix. Our product will have 2 rows. We have 1, 2, 3 columns in the second matrix. So product will have 3 columns. So we're going to have a 2 by 3. Our product is going to be a 2 by 3. 2 rows because the first matrix has 2 rows, and 3 columns because the second matrix has 3 columns. So our product going to have 2 rows, 1, 2 rows, and 3 columns. 3 columns. 1, 2 rows, 1, 2 rows, and 1, 2, 3 columns. Now, remember we have to multiply and add. So to get that first number there, to get that first element, we have to use row 1 and column 1. So 3 times 3 plus negative 1 times negative 1. Now, since we're using the first row, let's just continue with that first row. So we're going to take that first row again with that second column. So 3 times negative 3 plus negative 1 times 2. And we're going to continue with that first row, 3 times 0 plus negative 1 times 1. So now we're going to repeat something similar now, but with that second row, the negative 4 and the 2. So negative 4 times 3 plus 2 times negative 1. Again, the negative 4 times the negative 3 plus 2 times 2. And then negative 4 times 0 plus 2 times 1. So now we're going to evaluate. Now we're going to simplify. We're going to find the calculations. So we can use Excel to help us. So let us copy and paste. Control X and then Control V. Equal and Control V. Enter. So that's 10. Let's continue in the first row. Control X. Equal, Control V, enter. That's negative 11. Control X. Equal, Control V, enter. That's negative 1. Control X. Equal, Control V, enter. So that's negative 14. Control X. Equal, Control V, enter. So that's 16. Control X. Equal, Control V, enter. So that's 2. So we have got 2 rows and 3 columns as our product because the first matrix has 2 rows, 1, 2, and 3 columns. So we have multiplied 2 pairs of matrices there, A times B and A times C. Always remember matrix multiplication, the elements in the rows times the elements in the columns. Rows of the first, columns of the second.